Hello, I'm Mike TURLIN, Project Manager in Construction and founder of Bentley Mental Health and Construction Buddies. In 2009, I looked at several ways to end my life, with a family member dying, a best mate dying, losing my job, splitting up from quite a new marriage, and so much other stuff that was going on in my mind, and kept thinking about all these things in my head, and which wasn't really true, and times by 2 and 3 and making them worse, which got me into lots of trouble. So after that, I started to take up a hobby because I needed something to occupy my mind. So I took up modern jive and salsa, which obviously kept me busy and also very fit. So then I got back to work and I started talking to the guys about what I was going through. I was diagnosed with bipolar, but that didn't really bother me because at the end of the day, it meant nothing to me. I knew that I had issues and I had no problem talking about my issues. So then I started going to car events, and I had my banner made with my story on it, which said about what you don't see from here apart from a flash car is how I got here today. And it was a flash car. It was a car that I actually just got just by the tax man giving me a rebate, and I put that towards my other car and I got a flash car. So after travelling all these car events and obviously getting people to open up about their issues, it was just amazing, phenomenal really, how many people wanted to talk about their issues because they were relaxed at car events, didn't expect to talk about mental health, and they did. And it was whether there was a big beefy builder or a nurse or doctor or whatever. So many people wanted to open up about their issues, which was great for me because it meant what I was doing was actually worthwhile, which made me feel good. And it helped with my own mental health as well, obviously knowing that I was helping other people. So after a while, obviously the story got around at work, and obviously everyone at work kept starting to talk about their issues. I thought, okay, let's do more for the guys in construction because that's what I work in every day. Let's try to help the guys I work with. So I started Construction Buddies, and the idea of Construction Buddies is to basically get people to open up and talk about their issues on site. And that obviously works. So what I've done then is obviously I still carried on doing loads of car events, and obviously with the relaxed atmosphere at car events, it was really great. So I wanted people to know that suicide doesn't have to be the last option. I've never hid away from the fact that I tried to take my own life several times, and be honest, I hoped at times obviously that I hadn't have failed at it. So that's why I encourage obviously to other people to obviously release what's going on in the head. The aim of Construction Buddies is to become a leader at the forefront of changing how mental health is viewed and how workers are cared for within the construction industry. I am passionate about enabling companies and individuals to give their workers somewhere to turn to should they find themselves struggling with their mental health. So we're here today to ask ourselves, what can we actually do? Well, the 1974 Health and Safety at Work Act made great leaps and bounds to ensure workers' physical and mental health was looked after. We followed this obviously by looking after our guys with their health and safety, but we're not doing so much about their mental health. We need to start changing that. Mental health has changed obviously so much over the years, but mental health is just as much as physical health. We need to start acting on it. We also need to prevent mental health and distress. Distress, it's so important. Today we have the chance to lead the way and encourage others in the industry to follow and develop in more supportive for a working environment. We need to train our staff to recognise the fact that mental health affects everyone too. This could include induction training, maintaining periodic refresher training, awareness sessions. Perhaps this would mean larger companies have designated departments attached to health and safety, or designated individuals for smaller companies. Even first aiders, mental health first aiders that are coming around at the moment, they need support as well. It can't just be you got a mental health first aider and they take all the responsibilities. They need checking on as well. I think that as individuals we have empathy. We all have problems at home, in our private life to deal with, illness, bereavement, debt, divorce, etc. But we must be more understanding towards other workers and what might be going on through and dealing with outside work. Many of us have been through the same thing and can relate to them. I've always stressed the importance of an open door policy and be approachable. And I say it again, toolbox talks. We need to sort of show our guys we care about them. And also it's a good bonding thing for the guys on site to know they're actually, everyone else has got issues as well. They're not alone. But also we want them to come to work. Not what, as I say, they come to work, but a lot of times they're already stressed when they come to work. But we want them to go home feeling better than they actually came to work, because we want them to actually enjoy work and perhaps somewhere to relax at work. One of my sites, I had a relaxation room. I had basketball there. I even had monthly barbecues, which my wife would do a lot of food for, because obviously it was important, and all the guys loved to work on my site. It was just so special for them. And that's what we need to do. We need to make the guys feel appreciative, obviously, that you care about them. We need to do so much more. Just not intend to do it. That we can also, and not just so we can just tick boxes. I've had it before where people contact me and they just say their company is just, it's all a front. They're ticking all these boxes to make it look good for health and safety, to show that they're doing things. But most of the time, they're not. I've had people contact me and say, Mike, they're just not doing. They say they're doing this, they're doing that, but they're not. But they're all making the right sort of noises. But we need to actually do the things we're actually saying we're supposed to be doing. In fact, the workers feel abandoned and left out on a limb now. Also because they're getting so much counselling, but they're getting counselling only 4 or 5 sessions and then say, well, that's it. You don't get any more. But the idea of a broken mind is actually show we can actually still give people that help with your support and hopefully sponsoring us, that sort of a thing, or being a partner to actually help us build the Construction Buddies brand, or Bentley Mental Health, whichever, because at the end of the day, they're all linked together to a broken mind. And the idea is, it's about getting people to open up and talk about their issues. There are so many people not doing enough, and there's so much more we could be doing. We need to start leading the way. There is more than 2 suicides a day in construction. But these are old figures. And I keep saying to people I talk to at events and seminars and things like that, these are 2020 figures, which would be very scary once we get the new figures. And also, every 40 seconds, you imagine, every 40 seconds, time I've done this video, so many people have just died. But again, they're old statistics. We need to change this and see what we can do to help people. I hate to think when the new statistics, we all hope that the statistics are going to be lower, but with the pressures going on and everything, with everyone at home and worrying about fuel and everything else, worrying about losing their job, there's so many people that it could be a lot higher figures. But all I'm saying, it's good to talk and have the ability to listen. Thank you.